Hello everyone, this is FinishDuck here, and welcome to a little different video this time around. I'm not alone. I am joined by TanookiPlayer, and we're gonna be talking about Metaphor ReFantazio, which is probably in the title, and probably you can see a big picture on the screen right now that has stuff from the video game. Anyway, how are you doing, Tanooki?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. How are you doing this afternoon? It's just hit 12.
I'm doing quite fine myself. Thank you for asking. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about Metaphor, and I finished it couple of months ago now. I think by the time this goes up, it's been like three months. But yeah, a couple of months. I think in February, I think I finished it. And I think you finished it like last year, or
no? It was February as well.
Okay. Yeah,
the first week of Feb. So yeah,
I think I was more towards the end of February. But yeah, it's still relatively fresh in our minds, even if we had to write down some stuff in case we forgot. But Metaphor was a really good game. I really enjoyed Metaphor, and I assume you too, Tanooki, enjoyed Metaphor. So
yeah, I was excited. I heard about Metaphor a while back because it was originally planned years ago. I think when Catherine came out, or Catherine Full Body came out, and there was the jukebox thing, and you had a list of tracks for the game, prototype tracks, I think, in the jukebox. And I was oh, I've never heard this before, because it had Persona music and SMT music in the original, but there was also this other game, ReFantazio. I was oh, that's curious. I wonder what that is. And when the trailer came out, I believe, was it a couple years ago? 2023, I think it was. E3.
Yeah. Or I can't remember where we first. Was it an Xbox showcase or? Yeah, I think it was an Xbox showcase.
It was Xbox of all things. Strange enough, they keep showing yes, I was showing off there. The games at the Xbox conference where probably 0% of viewers watched.
Actually, was it the same show where we also first got Reload, Persona 3 Reload? I don't remember.
No, I think it was before.
Okay.
Or after?
Yeah. I do remember that trailer, but I don't remember where it was. I think it was an Xbox show though.
Yeah, it was an Xbox show, but I don't know when, but I was pretty excited about it. A bit skeptical, but I was really excited because it was done by the Catherine Studio, which I adore, by the way. So I was really excited for it.
Yeah. I haven't played Catherine, so I didn't actually know that there was actually a cameo of the the ReFantazio project in the game, which is cool to hear. When this game was first revealed, I didn't actually know or didn't remember. I think I had heard about Project ReFantazio before, but I didn't remember. And then when I saw an article talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, I think I've heard about that. But as for myself, I do remember when I first saw the trailer, I was like, this seems neat, and there were definitely some elements of Persona and Shin Megami Tensei that I had seen before, but there was just something that didn't really grab me, at least not immediately. So when the game was kind of closing to release, I wasn't actually sure if I was going to play it or not. Or at least if I was going to play it on release or not. Because, I don't know, there was something about the game that just didn't, grab me. I don't know, was it the fantasy setting or, the menus, like, I don't know, something about I do remember that something about the menus didn't look quite as slick as like something like Persona 5 or Persona 3 Reload. Like it looked a little maybe too busy to me. I don't remember, but I'm still not entirely sure why I felt so weird about Metaphor at first.
It was pretty vague with the announcement, right? Like,
yeah,
was it be turn-based? What was the combat system like?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember there was a whole confusion about it, like what the combat system was. It did become a little clearer, like even before the actual release, like that the real-time combat was more like before the battle, and like the turn-based combat was more like the quote-unquote real combat of the game. But yeah, I think the moment when I got sold on Metaphor was when I actually tried out the demo, because, you know, it's free. I might as well try it out. And after that, I really got invested into it. I really liked the systems, and I actually got pretty hooked on the story too. I don't think I got all the way to the end of the demo, but I think I got to the part in the mines when you unlock Stroll's archetype. So I did get a good taste of the systems and stuff.
I never played the demo myself. Was the demo just like the first, the mines?
Yeah, I think it was like the beginning of the game, the whole beginning of the game, and then like I think it's up to the mines. I didn't get to the end of it, but I think it's to the end of the mine dungeon. And another thing, another reason why I like tried the demo, besides just like seeing it and being like, hey, I should try this, is also because I saw some previews from some YouTubers who were talking really positively about the game and just explaining their experience, and that just got me more interested. And now that I played it, I'm so glad I gave it a shot and I played that demo and got the game. I don't actually remember if I got the game on release when I think it might have been a little after release when I started playing it, because
got it on Christmas. I don't mind on Christmas.
Yeah. It's just that I had like a lot of JRPGs on my plate at the time, so I didn't want to start it immediately. So yeah. But yeah, that was my pre-Metaphor story. It's very interesting that this game, it looked very different when it was, or not that different, but there were definitely some differences when it was still Project ReFantazio. Like the design that eventually would be used for Hulkenberg was like the main protagonist, I think. And
she was like, I think the first image for that game, her design was there for years.
Yeah.
I think even before Persona 5, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the first mention of this game was like in 2014, if I remember correctly.
It was very young.
Yeah.
It was ages ago.
Yeah. But this has been a long time coming, and this game is like an amalgamation of a lot of different like Atlas RPGs, not just Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, even though they are very much in the forefront. But there's a lot more to this. Like there's some Etrian Odyssey in there, and I forget the rest. And of course, the whole archetype system is very reminiscent of the mantra grid and the mantra mechanics from Digital Devil Saga. So there's a lot of like different DNA from Atlas RPGs in this game, which I think is really cool. And I think it was actually like yesterday when I saw someone talk about, or it was like a small Blue Sky post. It wasn't really like a huge thread or anything, but someone mentioned that Metaphor was kind of like Atlas's celebration of their own RPGs, which is kind of true, and I really like that aspect of the game.
Yeah, was Digital Devastada was like the SMT game on PS2, wasn't it? Where you turn into like
Digital Devil Saga. You turn into demons and eat demons. It's a very, very cool game. But in that game, the Mantra Grid is kind of like the archetypes, but also not really. Like, the basic idea is the same, where you equip like these mantras, which are basically the equivalent of the archetypes, and then they give you skills. And the difference with that is that with the Mantra Grid, you can freely customize your abilities with your whole loadout. You don't have just certain slots. Like in Metaphor, you have the skills from your currently equipped class, and then you have like inheritance slots. But in Digital Devil Saga, you have a fully customizable loadout from all the skills you've gotten from the Mantra Grid. But the difference is that the Mantra Grid is like a progressive thing, so it's balanced that way. So you have to get the more like the shittier mantra before you can get to the really good stuff. Whereas in Metaphor, there is some of that, but you do at least get the base classes like almost immediately, at least most of them, until like late game, where like Euphas and Basilio's base classes, I think, require some other classes to be mastered too, I think. I don't really remember, but I do remember that when I was trying to get the summoner class to the protagonist, I had to master something else. I don't remember what it was anymore, but
because I think with Will, the main pro guy, he had like the Seeker, that was at his default, but he had like the maids and the warrior, I think, as well from the start. I believe, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But
I think that about covers the kind of the history and how we found the game, unless you have anything more to add.
Well, I'm also kind of into Persona. My very first one was Persona 3 Fez. I think that was my very first Atlas game. I think it was either now or Etrian Odyssey 4, which I never finished, by the way. I got into this Persona one and then Catherine as well, and that's how I kind of got into Metaphor.
Yeah,
because it was like, oh, it's the same devs, it's the same dudes. I love Persona 5. It's probably one of my favorite RPGs. Kind of a basic opinion, but yeah, I really got into Metaphor thanks to those games.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much my history. I never watched any of the trailers after the initial one, so I wasn't 100% sure where I was going with it.
Yeah,
but I knew people in my friend group were playing it. A couple of them were playing it and really enjoying it, so I was pretty excited. I got it on PS5 Christmas, I think, and I didn't play it straight away because I think I was playing Famicom Detective Club, the latest one.
Yeah.
During Christmas, and then I was like, oh, okay, time to sit down and play this RPG. And then when you play a game and you're like, okay, just one more hour. Okay, just one more hour.
Yeah.
And then it's at 3 o'clock in the morning. And you're like, oh, see, I need to go to sleep.
Thankfully, I didn't pull any all-nighters with this game, but yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
I got up the next day, I was at cup of coffee, Metaphor, and then that was at my entire 3 day of this.
Yeah.
I was just kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, my like how I got into Metaphor was kind of like, or how I was led to Metaphor, I guess, is kind of similar. Where I played Persona, I played Persona 3. Well, technically, I actually watched the Persona 4 anime first, and then I played Persona 3, and then I played Persona 4, and then I played Persona 5, and then after that, I kind of like dabbled in Shin Megami Tensei. I played Nocturne and the 2 Digital Devil Saga games, and a little bit of some other games too. But those were the major ones for me before I got into Metaphor. So the 3 Persona games and Royal, I played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal separately, and Nocturne, and then the 2 Digital Devil Saga games, and Persona 3 Reload, because I think wait a minute, I don't actually, no, yes, I did play Reload a little bit before Metaphor, I think, but then I had to like put it on pause when I started playing Metaphor. And it was kind of tough too, because I still had my muscle memory from Reload, and the buttons in the combat are entirely different. So
also, like, the combat system being completely different. I haven't played Reload yet, but I played like the other Persona games. I used like 3 to 5 at the very least. And the combat system is very different, which I guess it's a good segment to talk about Metaphor's combat. Yeah. Which it's really good. So I never played any SMT games prior to Metaphor. So this was my introduction to the press turn system, which I guess for you guys who don't know what the press turn system is, it's basically so
it's basically like you have like a set amount of turns every turn, or like both you and the enemy have your turn, and you have a like these turn icons, and then when you hit an enemy weakness or get a critical or do some other stuff, that there's like a tons of things you can do, but basically you can get half turns primarily by hitting enemy weaknesses or getting criticals, and by expending those half turns you get basically more turns, it's a really fun system because it works the same for you and the enemy, except when it doesn't. We'll probably talk about that in a bit.
When it doesn't,
at least in this particular game, there's one thing that when it doesn't work the same. But it's a fun system, and I'm glad that this game brought back some of the stuff that was kind of missing in some of the other SMT games or Persona games that I played. I think it was I'm not sure, but I think I do still prefer the Digital Devil Saga battle system a little more, but I think Metaphor's battle system is really good, and it's definitely one of the best press turn systems. Not that I've only played like 2 iterations of it, and if you want to be really stingy, I played only 1, because the one in Nocturne and the one in Digital Devil Saga they're kind of similar, but they do have some differences. Oh wait, I have played a little bit of Strange Journey as well, but I haven't really played enough of it to really judge it, like compared to Nocturne, Digital Devil Saga, and Metaphor. But yeah, I think the battle system is cool. I think we'll talk about the archetypes a little later.
I've been playing above SMT5 at the moment as well, so I've been hopping from one ASJ RPG to another.
Yeah.
So, and after playing Metaphor, I've been extremely comfortable playing SMT5. It's very similar. I think there might be some differences with the press turn, but yeah, I've been really enjoying the press turn combat with Metaphor. I know you can spend 2, I think they're called icons or something like that, diamond things that you have.
Yeah.
If you want to do a fusion attack with one character.
Yeah, that's another thing that they kind of brought from Digital Devil Saga, because in that game you had these combination attacks that you could use with like if you expended 2 icons, you could use this big combination attack. I don't think they're I think from what I remember, they're not as flashy as the synthesis skills in Metaphor, but the idea is still the same.
Yeah. Well, I guess, you have to be flashy nowadays,
Yeah.
The cool super anime attacks going off,
Yeah. I didn't actually use... I think I didn't actually use synthesis that much until the end game, because I was just kind of... I was kind of scared to use my 2 whole turn icons. I think I mainly used them when I could hit a weakness, and that would give me half turns. But then at some points I just forgot they existed because I was so afraid of using them. But I think towards the end game I used them a lot more.
I used them about halfway through, especially for one of them. I think there was a Almighty spell where it has no strengths but no weaknesses, the jack of all trade kind of spell.
Yeah.
Where it can hit everything. And that was really useful against one of the super bosses named Jesus.
Yeah.
Where there's that one super boss, I guess.
Yeah.
Spoilers, I guess. But this one super boss had immune to everything.
Yeah. Oh god, I remember.
And you had to
him.
I had to use Nat and one of the party members who had this spell where you can add a weakness to one of the enemies.
Yeah.
But oh my god. I would say it was very useful as well. And it was a combination between 2 characters. I don't want to say who it is, but it was a combination between 2 characters, and it was very useful.
Yeah. I mean, we are gonna talk about spoilers at some point, so we can maybe talk about that in a little more detail later. But yeah, we're still starting. Let's not get into anything too crazy yet.
But so far, the synthesis was pretty useful. I think there was also some buffs that they had, especially with Will, that adds all stat buffs to your party.
Oh
members,
yeah.
That was really useful.
I think that one, or maybe there was another version of it that was a synthesis skill in some of the previous ones. But I think that where you get 4 turn icons is a normal skill for the big dick ultimate class.
Oh yeah, that was a normal skill, but it cost
99 MP, I think.
MP or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and I think you can only use it once per battle.
Yeah, it was once per battle.
Yeah.
Which it's fair, because that can be pretty broken.
Yeah.
I think that there was that one boss fight I had, and it was just I used that. It was that mini boss.
Yeah.
But there was that one I had because some of the main bosses are scripted.
Yeah.
But the mini boss, I used that one turn, and then I just got killed in one turn thanks to that. Yeah, with the right combinations, you can do a crazy amount of damage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I didn't use it that much. I think I mainly used it for the final boss, because I think I didn't have the skill until the final dungeon anyway. So I think I only really used it in the final boss.
Yeah.
Or the final bosses, because there's several. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Speaking of which, the outsider combat, did you ever break the system?
What system?
So, in the overworld, you have these seed things that respawn and get infinite amount of enemies, and yes, if you destroy the seed. So you have a swarm of enemies come out after you in the overworld. And the of them are pretty weak ones, so you just hit them.
Yeah.
And if you equip the maid's archetype, you get MP.
Oh yeah.
1 MP. So I used to farm NP.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Just to get
Me
it.
too. I remember one of the dungeons, which was like the Dragon Temple. I remember when there was this big room in like I don't know if it was the bottom floor, but it was one of the floors before it might have been floor right before the final area of the dungeon, but there was 2 those spawn things, and I remember oh, I'm pretty low on MP, time to grind. I just grinded and grinded and grinded. I think I got pretty over leveled in that dungeon, because I remember when the party member joined at the end, she was 2 levels below me, and I was compared to what she was at the end of the dungeon, I was at the beginning of the dungeon, I was 5 levels below her, so I did get a good few levels in that dungeon. Oh boy, that was a doozy, that dungeon. Let me tell you.
It was also one of the 8 dungeons as well. And I remember just being in the corner, spamming the attack button. I think it was the circle button. I was pressing circle amount of time while I had some music in the background.
Yeah.
I was
I do like
and
the
you just
whole...
gained...
Yeah.
And I then got 50 archetypes of all the other characters. I was it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Might be a bit too broken, but it's very funny.
I do like the system they have. If the enemy is weak, then you can just take them down in the overworld, because it reduces grinding, or not necessarily reduces grinding, but it makes it faster. And I don't know, I think it really I guess it kind of fits the whole RPG hierarchy, I guess, that if you're not strong enough, or if you're on an equal level, you're gonna face them on an equal level in battle. But if you're several levels above them, you can just swing your sword and they die, because you're so powerful. And I think it's a nice... I guess I can't really say it
saves time.
Yeah.
And I think that when people on about, I have to do this, I have to grind and all that, is I have to waste time fighting this enemy, and all it's doing is it's wasting my MP. It's very good with that. It's oh, you're already 10 levels higher or 5 levels higher.
Yeah.
While waste your spells on this where you just whack them off. Yeah,
exactly.
I do want to mention the other archetypes as well, because I think they're kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I know one of my favorites was the gunner, the sniper lineage. Oh yeah. Which you get from Heisme. Oh my god!
Yeah.
It was
no, I think that's Nuris's gunner. I think Heisme's was.
Oh yeah, that was Nuris. I used it on Heisme, that's why.
Oh yeah. I think I
had it on Heisme for a while, because he was thief, but then I went to that gunner with him because it was so useful, especially with high invasion as well. He's not as strong. Well, he had that pretty low defense wise, but his invasion was so high. Yeah, and it helped me out a lot.
Yeah, his
if an enemy misses as well, and they use a turn as well. So
that's another thing with the press turn system, is that when you dodge an attack, they lose 2 turns, which is pretty cool. And if you reflect an attack, or block an attack, or negate an attack entirely, I think it expends all their turns.
Yeah, because when you have him, and then you have, I think it's Secunda, or one of the
the
abilities where you raise or your accuracy. It's super great. That was one of my tactics.
It becomes even more busted when like there's the like Haizume's ultimate class, and there's like a skill that when he dodges an attack, the enemy just loses all their turn icons.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, I helped on the final boss so much.
Yeah. I unfortunately didn't get the ultimate class high enough to get that skill, but I've seen it in action. It's actually crazy. I
think I know all the ultimate classes. I think I did it anyway. But I think the sniper was one of my favorites because you always have a front row and back row as well. Well, you don't do much damage on the back row, but with the sniper, some of the skills increase its attack power as well as that its hit rate as well.
Yeah.
And when you have that Haizume, who has very high accuracy and high invasion.
Yeah.
And you do that a multi-hit thing, it's super great.
Yep. I'm not sure if I had a straight up favorite class, but I did like Devil Summoner a lot, where you can like summon like demons from the Shin Megami Tensei games.
Oh yeah, that was very cool as well. I used that a bit as well, but that was also kind of different because you had to find items and all that, and you had to fuse. Yeah. Because there was that word in how SMT does it, I think. Where you have to find 2 items to make a demon. Yeah. So I didn't find all of them, unfortunately, but it did turn out pretty useful. Yeah. And some of the default ones you already have are pretty useful.
Yeah. So. Yeah, the skills kind of vary, but they have some really useful effects. I remember one of the default skills in the first summoner class has it's a wind attack that hits everyone and lowers their attack by 1 rank, which is that one's good. But I think the Seeker line also gets the last one in the Seeker line gets a wind attack that does the same thing, but I think it might have cost more MP. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. And speaking of which, I did really like the Seeker line too, if only because Seeker was probably my favorite to use, aside from the mage. The Seeker was probably my favorite to use in the overworld combat, because I just liked the whole agile swinging your sword and shit. And I do think the wind skills, the kind of jack-o'-all trades, was kind of fun to just
the Seeker
use.
Is the Seeker was very is that the default one for the main character, and it has pretty good magic and melee combat. It doesn't have it only has that wind, I believe. So I do recommend, if you ever play, if anyone out there hasn't played Metaphor yet, I recommend going for the mage stuff as well, to get more the fire and ice and electric spells. But no, Seeker was very good as well.
I think another one I liked was the commander line. At least
that one.
I like the first 2. The last one is kind of weird because it the first 2 give you elemental physical attacks, which I thought was really cool. But then the last one in that line, I think it's called Warlord. It gives you magic attacks. It starts out as a physical class, but then it kind of transitions into a magic class, which is kind of weird. But the Warlord at least gives you a party evasion buff, which I think is pretty neat. But the 2 first ones give you this skill that gives you 2 ranks of defense buffs and moves everyone to the back row, and an attack buff for 2 ranks that moves everyone in the front row. I use those all the time, especially near the end of the game.
Which I think there's also I think that's also an Etrian Odyssey kind of thing going on. Because they have that song going about their thing.
Yeah, well,
I think you can move them.
It's not an Etrian Odyssey exclusive like Final Fantasy. At least some Final Fantasy games have like front row, back row stuff as well. But yeah, I think you're right. It is a like in terms of Atlas RPGs, it's probably taken from Etrian Odyssey.
Yeah, the command is pretty good as well. It also gives you like medium and heavy fire and ice spells, which are pretty great too. That one's also a good one. I also like using the Knight, especially like I think it's the Dark Knight or the Maid's Knight, and you get like defense buffs and whatnot with that.
Yeah,
that one as well. And basically, you have to protect from Pokemon, where you just like, nah, I'm gonna take the bullet for you. Yeah,
that reminds me. I've seen people use the skill. You know, the Knight line has the skill where you can like basically taunt an enemy to attack them, and when you can put it on Heisme when he has the skill from his ultimate class, and then you can just bait them to attack him and he dodged it, and there you go.
Oh, I never used that. I think I never used it on Heisme. That would have been so cool.
I don't remember if I used it, but again, I saw it in action, and it's actually crazy.
Yeah, I used it on Hulkenberg. Because he mostly had that, and she has pretty good defense. She was at the tankiest.
Yeah. And that also, another thing I remember, this is gonna spoil the story just a little bit, but there's the whole thing about the candidates. The candidates for the throne can't be attacked, and they like the people who attack them or attempt to attack them get like chained and shit. And that's reflected in the gameplay too. Early on, there's a fight where we have to fight against one of the prominent candidates, and you can't attack him because he's protected by the king's magic. But in one of the kind of late game dungeons, we'll probably talk about it sometime later, or a little later in this video, but there's this part where you're with one of the other characters, and basically because the main character is protected by the king's magic at that point, the enemies can't deal damage to him, and so the prerequisite for a game over in that situation is if the other character dies and not you, since they can't hit you. But you can use the Knight's Proclamation, the skill that taunts the enemies, and they'll just attack you. It's crazy. I used it. I was like, wait a minute, will this work? And then I put Knight on Will, and it worked. They just attacked him.
It's also a very early steal as well. I think it's an early steal as well, which is very useful.
I think it's like by default when you get the Knight.
You also like just reminded me one thing I'm happy that was gone in Persona. Because in Persona, if like the main character dies, it's just a game over. Even if you have the other party members that die.
Yes.
It's so annoying in that game.
Yep.
So I'm thanking this side. That doesn't happen here.
Yeah, I was like, I actually had a weird experience where I think the first time I got a game over, I thought like only the protagonist died, and I was like, oh god, this game has it too. But then when I got my second game over, or no, it wasn't that. It was later on when the main character died. I didn't get a game over, so I think I just missed everyone else dying, or everyone died at the same time, and it just like it always focuses on the character who dies last. So I guess it was just that everybody died, but then it just zoomed in on the protagonist, and I didn't even notice that everyone else died. And yeah, it kind of gave the illusion that the protagonist dying is a game over, but it isn't, which is a very, very cool thing about this game. And I think none of the other, well, I don't want to say none of the other. I think there are maybe some other SMT games, well, not Persona games, but some SMT games that maybe also don't have that protagonist game over thing. But I'm glad Metaphor doesn't have it.
I think it makes sense in SMT. It is all the other party members are demons, so it's like the demons are like don't care.
Yeah, and
it makes sense in a narrative wise.
Yeah,
Persona.
I mean, in Nocturne at least, the demons can't use items, so it makes sense. Like, but in Persona, the other party members can use items, so they can just use a revival orb or whatever, and I don't get it. It's stupid.
I think in Persona it's just too dumb. They're like, oh no, why Yin is dead? Please surrender.
Yeah.
Yes, the world is doomed.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad if a Persona 6 or whatever happens, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope they have that metaphor. Do not do the same with Metaphor.
Yeah, I remember when Persona 5 was coming out, I was hoping that they'd learn their lesson, but they didn't. So I hope this will teach them something. Yeah. But Persona 3
die.
Persona 3 Reload also has the protagonist dying as a game over, so it's looking a little rough. But then again, Metaphor did come out after Reload, so who knows?
I think there was also a different dev.
It was a different team. Like I think Metaphor was actually developed by the 345 team, and Reload was developed by the Royal team or 5 Royal team.
Yeah, I think they split up after 5.
Yeah,
and
I think so. Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but I'm happy with that.
Yep. Same here. It's a very annoying mechanic, and I wouldn't be opposed to it if it was gone for good after this game.
Same here. But yeah, it's very fun. I think that was one of my favorite things about the Atlas RPGs, especially in Metaphor, is that you can customize your party members. Like, of course, there'll be some characters who aren't strong with magic, but you can give them magic anyway, or you can turn them into magic casters and all that if you want.
Yeah.
Like, or I don't know, turn Stroll into a sniper, or turn Heisme into a commander type. You know, it's you can do a lot of stuff in it. You
can also make Juna into a warrior if you want. I mean, she's not going to do a lot of damage, but sure, go for it.
Sure, go for it. Oh god. A warrior only run. Oh,
yeah. No thoughts.
I can see that potential. With
thoughts. Only hit things with sword.
Hit things with sword to under damage.
Yes.
Or with Juna.
No heal. Only brawler class run. Where you, by the way, if you didn't know, brawler class skills only use HP.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's kind of pretty great now. I guess it's a bit reward kind of thing. But doing a broiler only run, oh, jeez. You better have a lot of health items.
Yep. Yeah, I think we'll just talk about the story. In case there are people who haven't played Metaphor and want to play Metaphor, this is where the spoilers kind of start in earnest. We have kind of talked about kind of spoilery things, and I do think this whole video is just going to be titled Spoiler Discussion, and there's going to be a spoiler tag in the title. But just in case you're still here, if you were curious and you were like, this isn't spoilery, that spoilery, this is where things get spoilery. So if you're still here, I recommend you get out. But if you're still here, if you just want to listen and you don't care about spoilers, or just want to hear us out, or if you played the game, definitely
if you just want to hear our lovely voices.
But yeah, let's start with Metaphor. Do you have? I do have a couple of like standout moments here. like listed out, but if you
I think
have
it's
any,
probably good to talk about the premise first. The simple premise
yeah,
first.
yeah,
before we go into our
I think
favourite
that's
moments.
good. So, Metaphor is about a young boy going on a journey to save the prince of the kingdom, which the game is focused around. So basically, the prince has been cursed by someone, and they are dying. They have been in like throes of this curse for like 10 years, and now the protagonist, who is canonically named Will, leaves this Eldan village. Oh god, we need to explain that too. So this game has a instead of humans, this game has a 9 different races, and the protagonist.
Multiple races.
Yeah, or like the game says there are officially 8, and the 9th one is the Elda, which is the race that the protagonist Will belongs to, and then there's fuck. I'm gonna try naming them all.
You have the Elder, which is like the main character, blue hair.
Yeah, and then you got
eyes. And then you have the Udif, which are like the bat people.
Yeah, the bat people, and that's Heismay.
Parapus.
Parapus?
Which are
Yeah. The cat people.
Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which are considered the poorest of people and the most discriminated against.
Yeah.
Well, second most after the
Elda, yeah. The Elda is so discriminated, they're not even like counted as an official race.
Yeah.
And then there's the Rusant, which have the big elf ears, and they're, I think, physically really strong. And
the Vizan are like...
I was trying to think, what was the name of the horned race that Stroll is a part of? It's Clemar, and they're like the most privileged race. Like Clemar and Rusant are the most privileged races.
Yeah, the Kimon are the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Well, not the food chain, but
Yeah,
they're
like Rusants are like a good second, but I think they still face discrimination because of the like their tendency to be like in physically demanding roles rather than like something high up in the hierarchy, like the Clemar.
They're not too high, but they're like second on top. You're mostly fine, I guess, if you.
Yeah, like the Clemar and the Rusant, I think, are the most common. Like after them is probably the Ishkia, the wing people, but I think there aren't nearly as many of them as there are
I don't
Clemar and Rusant. At least that's what I got. I think that's what they said in one of the like the lore things in the
There were a couple of main characters that were the bad people.
Yeah.
Like your engineer.
Yeah, your Nurus is an Ishkia, and then Juna's sister Rella, she's also an Ishkia.
The vase with the big eyes.
Yeah.
Apparently used some Gamma spell to make
them
more presentable.
Yeah.
Because
the tiny people. Yeah. I think they're called Nydia, Juna's race, the tiny people. Yeah.
But
I think that's all. No, I think the last one that we're missing is Mustari, which is the three-eyed people, and they wear masks usually to kind of like hide themselves because they're discriminated. Yeah, actually,
no, it's not because of discrimination. It's more of their religious belief because they like pagan people and
that's true.
Chose to cover themselves for religious purposes.
Yeah,
I think when they're on pilgrimages.
Yeah, and the Mustari are probably like right next to Paribus as the most discriminated race too, probably because of the whole religion thing. Because this game does touch upon that quite a lot.
So, friend, do you like religion and politics in your video games? Oh boy, Metaphor has that in space.
Yep. This game be political, but I think the things that Metaphor tries to say are important, and maybe Metaphor isn't like the best at handling them. I do think that there are some things where it maybe doesn't have all the nuance in the world, but I do think generally this game handles topics like racism and just discrimination in general pretty well. I have heard like some contention on that. I have heard that some people don't like what they do, and I think I've heard some. I remember hearing some good arguments to the contrary, like why the discussion in this game isn't as good as some people make it out to be, but I don't think it ruins the game, and I think generally it's not like tasteless. I think
it's better than some other pieces I've seen.
Yeah, including some from Atlas itself.
I think what also makes it nice as well is it's very beautiful, but it's not. Because it's set in a fantasy world, you can get away with talking about these issues without, people going, "Oh, this game's woke," because because it's like, oh, these are like fantasy worlds. These are not real people. Like, I mean, you don't see bat people maybe after you, or carapace walking down the street. So you can easily talk about discrimination and religion in this sense. Yeah, and I guess JRPGs have this thing where religion bad, or not religion bad, but
religion sketchy.
The higher
maybe
religion maybe sketchy. Christianity, it's
I do. That does remind me that I am happy that at least one of the plot lines or followers, it was Euphas, that focused on religion quite a lot. I was happy that it wasn't like completely like, oh, the church is evil. It was more like a misguided attempt that ended in tragedy, and I think, but we can talk about that more when we get to the followers.
Yeah, I actually do want to bring up the religion thing. Metaphor doesn't depict the Turks, which are like the big group of people. They don't. It's not like all people in the Turks are bad.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Like there are some obviously like big figureheads who are like really, really bad, but it definitely makes a point that it's not all bad and that it has helped people.
Some people also have a change of heart throughout the story as well, and I was really surprised how well that was executed. Because it doesn't. It was like, oh, not everyone is bad in this group, and there are some people who use their belief to benefit people. As well, which happens with a few characters in this game. I won't say who at the moment, but it's just like it's very, very executed well. But I guess the premise of this, it's like it starts off kind of bleak. Like, you're going in a carriage in the desert. You get ambushed by the demons, or
no, I think it was just like bandits who were like loyal to Luis or whatever.
Yeah, and you start off that as in this world, there are these beings toward humans, which aren't like me and you, but are like
they're like monsters. I was actually gonna when we started listing the race, I was like, oh yeah, we gotta talk about the humans in this game. But yeah, the humans are like these demon monster things that are based off of I think a painting I forget the name of it, but they're basically like these really weird, funky-looking monsters, and they're like widely feared in this world, and they just know them as humans for some reason, and that's definitely I think that's a cool hook for the story. Like early on, you go and see the first one of them, and then Stroll just says that's a human, and that one just, if you don't know if you haven't followed any of the trailers, I don't even remember if they said the human in the trailer.
I don't think they did.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the initial trailer, but I don't think they mentioned human in the title.
But if you, I can imagine if you play the game for the first time, no knowledge, anything, you just lay your eyes on the first human, and then just fucking Stroll says that's a human. It can come as quite a bit of a shock, and it definitely, I think, is a good hook for the story really early on.
Yeah, you get yourself in a mirror, and it's like, oh my god, this is what when I become older. This abomination.
I do think one small segue, I guess. I do think a slight criticism with the whole human storyline thing is that I wasn't really that big of a fan of the initial reveal that the metaphor world was just a post-apocalypse of the real world, and that the humans and the 9 races are basically different
Evvies and
they all started from the humanity, but I wasn't really a big fan of that, because I felt like that felt like a kind of a, I guess, foregone conclusion to me. And I think other Atlas games or SMD games have also used that same twist, so that kind of felt a little cheap to me at first, but I think by the end I kind of warmed up to it. And there was one thing especially at the very end of the game that made me nah, okay, I don't care. Yeah, but
I do want to get more into that later, but I think that's a bit too, that's kind of a big massive reveal I kind of don't want to get into at the moment, just because it says it all. There's more to that to unravel. But yeah, I know the intro is very big as well. You see through the town, you're here to find the assassin who poisoned the prince. And you're supposed to meet up with some general who is working alongside you. What was his name?
Grius? Yeah, Grius.
Yeah, Grius. That took me by surprise. I do want to mention, you meet up with him when you have Stroll as well, because you basically join up in the army for a bit. The army. And a human ambush happens. Everyone besides you and Stroll are completely wiped out.
Yeah.
And then you meet the general guy. And I was thinking, oh right, he's a party member. Oh, that's cool. He's probably going to die at some point. But then he gets an archetype, and I was like, oh wait, no. He's a permanent party member? Oh, that's so cool. And then hours later, I was like, oh.
And then Louis fucking smokes his ass in front of everyone.
Yeah.
When I got to Grius, I didn't really know what to think of him, but when Stroll awakened to his archetype, and when we went to the academia, and he told us, hey, you can put archetypes on everyone, and then the quote-unquote awakening for Grius was a lot more unceremonious, I was like, yup, he's gonna die. For me, it was the opposite. That was I had a feeling that maybe this guy will die, but that whole thing where we just give him one of the archetypes, that was just okay. This guy is just here for like maybe this dungeon, and that's it. For me, it was like for you. I think it was like that one was like, oh yeah, he's a party member. But for me, it was like, nah, he's a temporary one.
My first impression of him was like, yeah, you don't die. And then he got his archetype, but I was like, wait, hold on. Never mind, maybe he's permanent. Oh, never mind, he gets killed.
Yeah.
Same, I kind of liked him as well because he had the cool eye patch.
Yeah. But I do like that Grius still like his presence is still like felt. Like not only does like Stroll mention him a lot throughout the story, but there's also Maria, who's his daughter, and he's one of the follower links. So you'll always remember him. You don't forget about him, even though he dies like 4 or 5 hours into the game, which is really
makes
neat.
an impact.
Yeah.
On pretty much the early party members of the game. And,
yeah.
Some of the supporting cast.
Mm.
It's also funny as well. This entire game as well is basically a talent show.
What?
A talent show. So.
Oh yeah,
Do you ever have a reality show in your those shows like what? I'm not sure if you have the equivalent to yours in Finland. Because we have like stuff like X Factor and all that kind of stuff. Those talent contests.
Yeah, I think some of those have aired here too, or we've had our own versions. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I guess it's basically a talent show, or basically, I guess in a general sense, an reaction. This is basically the entire game is an reaction campaign.
Yeah,
and it's kind of very interesting, very on the nose.
Yep. It was especially interesting because this game's like release window was very close to the American election, so that was a little especially when you consider what kind of person Luis is. That reminds me. Do you want to talk about?
Don't insult my man. Don't compare the two.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too.
Yeah. We don't want to get too much into real world politics. We'll just stay in the fictional world.
But no, he's very interesting. But it's funny because. So they have a general campaign, a general contest where it's funny because it happens right after the old king's funeral, who's now it's like you come to a funeral with an ambush of this like, hey, I'm gonna ruin this funeral and turn this into a contest. And then the king who died is now a giant moon
in the sky,
in the sky.
Yeah.
And he has the faces of the most popular candidates, which at the beginning of the game, it's like Louise and one of the church people.
Yeah, the Forden, I think that was his name? Yeah, Forden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about the magic thing earlier on where, the higher-ups can't die, can't be assassinated.
Yeah, and that's why Grius dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, King Louis would have been dead.
Yeah. The
whole story would have been over.
I remember, people pointing this out. Like, if the king hadn't come and interfered, Grius would have probably killed Louis because Louis was actually like caught by surprise when he attacked.
Yeah, it was a dead plan. It was just like the weird. What do you call them? The unexpected kind of twist.
Yeah. Which also reminds me, because in the game, the monsters don't follow the rules of the contest, so the monsters can just attack the protagonist whenever they want. But it was really funny because Nico B let's play this game, and he was saying, like, making a joke, like, if the monsters also had to follow the rules of the contest, and then the giant moon in the sky would like scream at them like, "No, you must vote." It was very funny.
No, that would have been so funny. It's like, no! You just start chain them up. It was like, well, that was easy. I guess we have no human problem.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, that was a pretty cool moment. So, after the first dungeon, where basically the main castle gets invaded, the main character, Will, runs for presidency. Runs to be king. With his followers, Stroll and Hulkenberg.
Yeah, he does that to like kind of secure a place for the prince initially.
Yeah.
I think the first dungeon, like again, there are some good hooks, but I do think the first dungeon or so, they're like okay. I think back then I didn't really feel a big pull towards the game at that point yet, but then the second dungeon happens, and I think that's where I realized, especially like at the end of the second, the whole stretch, I think the whole stretch of story from the end of the second dungeon to the big expedition at the Brilhaven, the ocean city. I think that's when I realized, oh, this game is something special. So in the second dungeon, it turns out, like, when I first got to Martira, the village where the second dungeon is, I was like, okay, so I knew beforehand that Heisme, this so-called kidnapper, was going to be one of the party members. So I was interested where they were gonna do to like basically absolve him of guilt and how he becomes a party member. But then
you know what the funny thing is? I did not.
Oh.
I only watched that the initial trailer, which was a while back. So my mind was just like completely blank. So I had no idea who was to be the party member besides. The only party members I knew who was to be in was Stroll and Hulkenberg. The rest, I had no idea. So I was like, oh, Heisme. Okay. This is Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
So it took me by surprise.
Yeah. But but when I got to Martira and we talked to Joanna, and then I don't remember who it was. I think it was Gallica who said something like, there's something weird here. And then I was like, oh god, she's gonna be crazy, and it's just gonna be like, she's gonna be an asshole. I was very like, if it's gonna be that, I'm not gonna like this. And then it was that, but it was actually really good. So they go to get Heisme. They do the funny scene where they like clang the
come out the human anus.
And then they like capture Heisme, bring him there, and then they realize, oh shit, because the guy, the soldier guy, gave them bad information, which kind of hinted that he was trying to get them killed by the big human sandworm in the desert. And then we go after him into the thing. So at this point, I was like, it's gonna be, because they were talking about how there's gotta be someone behind this who's funding this. And there was the whole like thing where Heisme hears a baby's, or not a baby's, but like a child's scream when like Joanna opens the door. It's gonna be, I'm like, yeah, it's Joanna. It's gonna be Joanna. There's no way out of it.
Yeah.
But then you come across the room at the end of the dungeon where there's the diary where they detail about the death of Joanna's son. And that is just all kinds of fucked up. Like, holy fuck.
Messed up.
And then
Also-
you encounter the baby, the demon baby, as Gallica would call it. And it's just, oh my god, it's so fucked up. Like, this woman lost her child, went insane, and thought, hey, if these people can just kill my child because they felt like he was like dirty blooded or fucking mud blooded or whatever, then I can eat their children. I can feed them to this giant demon baby. And obviously she's in the wrong, but then we get this beautiful scene with Haisme where where he like reflects like why she's doing this and that he can feel her pain. It's so good.
Yeah, because Haisme like, also lost his child.
Yeah, he lost his son.
Ago, and his son really made him depressed, made him isolated from the world.
And that's why he was in the cave to begin with. Yeah.
And the only reason why he was picked on is because of his race, being a Yuji.
Yeah.
It's those disgusting Yuji.
Yeah. It wasn't like unlike Joanna's child, I don't think his son was like specifically killed because of like discrimination against Yuji. It was just because the Paripus went berserk, but he was still a victim, like indirectly a victim of discrimination, like because the Paripus went insane or started the riot because of the discrimination they faced. So
was it a Paripus? I thought it was a human.
No, it was a Paripus riot because later in the game, like when we get the two Paribus brothers, Basilio and Fidelio. They accompany us for a bit, and then he's kind of mean or like cold to them, and not just because they're technically our enemies, but also because he's not a big fan of Paribus, and because Paribus killed his son. And I do like that. I was like, oh god, Haisme is a racist. But then there's actually a bit in his like lore or the glossary that says that he's wary towards Paribus because of what happened to his son, but he's trying to not he's trying to make an effort to not do that because he knows it's wrong, but it's a cool...
It's not a personal thing.
Yeah,
him trying
exactly.
to overcome. But you mentioned that the baby as well.
Yeah.
That also gave me Catherine vibes. You're not playing that game, by the way.
Yeah. I can definitely see. I think I've actually seen footage of one of the puzzle towers, and there's like this giant baby at the top, like a demon baby. Yeah, I can definitely see why it would give you like Catherine vibes.
Yeah. It's also very interesting as well because it's kind of like it's also kind of weird. It's like human trafficking in a way.
Yeah.
It's like to eat this baby so the baby doesn't riot and kill the town or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. It's also morbidly funny how he just eats the soldier guy right before the boss fight.
Yeah, I was and then what's pretty interesting as well afterwards is that you take her to the fair town, the water town, the
Brial Haven. I think,
Does so before you had the whole Haisme thing, the task is in each part there's a task that the group of people must do to become elected, and this one was to basically take down a monster in a way and bring them to this water town. And the idea is like, we should get this bounty hunter, Haisme, who's responsible for kidnapping children.
But
and then you realize it's the... Oh, sorry, go on.
I think the logic was that they wanted to catch Luis's attention so that they can get close to him. So they decided to pick like a really unorthodox like pick for the like not just some run-of-the-mill big monster, but like this person who has been terrorizing the village.
Yeah, and then you find out it's Joanna.
Yeah.
Who's so they bring her, who's also part of the church, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is really interesting. And then when you get there and you have that enlightened, it's like,
yeah.
Is he gonna run away? Is he gonna betray us or something like that? And it's really interesting to see. You kind of step through what's going on. But no, he's really committed to what's happening.
Yeah.
And they bring her in and bring her in the Colosseum, and everyone's like shocked. So, wait, you bring a woman over to church here with all these monsters?
Yeah.
And she's like, I am the monster. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really, yeah. I do remember when like I was like pretty happy to see Joanna, like when she didn't betray us. But then you bring her to the Colosseum and I'm like, there's no other way out of this, is there? And then they bring out Forden orders the soldiers, and yeah, it really does, like, I think what makes it really work is that even though there is like a level of sympathy with Joanna, I think what she did was so awful that this is something that just can't be like overlooked with a slap on the wrist. And again, it's like you said, there's this bunch of church people in here and she's part of the church, and it like forces Forden to basically take action and basically give Joanna public execution. And it's a really cool moment. And
it's also interesting as well because she's also part of the church as well, which Luis is really after against. He's really against the church here. So when he sees like your party bring her in to get her executed, he's even more impressed because it's like, oh, this is the church here. You made the church bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm really impressed by. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It is also nice that she knew what she did was awful as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad she doesn't run away because that would kind of tease it out a bit.
Yeah.
It's nice that she acknowledges it.
And it really does feel like when you see her again in the town, you really get the feeling that she is probably ready to die. So it fits together all nicely, even though it's not very nice that she dies, even though she did some pretty nasty and awful things. But like, it's still when she dies, at least I didn't feel like, oh hell yeah, she did awful things, die. It just it feels hollow when she dies. And,
I mean, I was kind of glad that she did die.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But at the same time,
I do
it's
think,
also...
Yeah, I do think in a way, like, if from a writing standpoint, I think Joanna dying is a good thing. But in like on an emotional level, I was like, I don't feel anything anymore. I guess
it's just nice that it was in like all black and white. It's like pure evil. She does evil things, but it's not like a generic villain done, oh no, my plans are ruined.
Yeah.
It's more like she know what she did was wrong, and I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Right, written wise. I think that's all I have to say about that particular chapter.
Yeah, I think
guess if you want to add anything to it.
I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Other than I do want to add real quick before we get into the next thing. Batlin, I think this was also the part where I realized that Batlin is possibly very goated, and I was right. He was very goated. I loved him. I love Batlin. He's like my favorite non-follower character in this entire game.
Which one was that? The
Battling, the crier,
who?
the announcer for the tournament. You know,
yeah, him. I forgot his name, but I knew him because he's also part of the church as well. But he's in it for different reasons.
Yeah,
and he's just like, he doesn't truly believe in the church, but he's just there because it's
yeah.
He's very entertaining as well. I agree with him.
He's really entertaining, and he gets a good amount of like good story stuff later on, and he's so good in the final act. But we'll talk about that later. Do you want to talk about the dungeon after that? Because for me, the next on my list would be the. I kind of skipped over that because there are some cool stuff. I think Junes Awakening is kind of cool, and we get introduced to Luis's like inner workings of his like organization. But
the Fed dungeon. Besides the final bosses, was probably the hardest part of the game for me.
Yeah,
because of its gimmick.
Yeah,
and if you're not prepared. Because in this particular dungeon, it's not really, you can beat this dungeon in in half an hour if you know what you're doing. But the gimmick is you have to infiltrate Luis's battle set during because he has a party going on.
Yeah, and they have to there. Yeah, they have to find the formula for the curse that he like allegedly used to like attack the prince.
Yeah, and so in this, so you have to stealth in and all that, and it's basically a stealth dungeon.
Yeah,
and then you have to knock out 3 big general, not general dudes, but 3 general dudes.
Yeah, you have like
and 3 turns.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's an instant game over.
Yep. I heard some people kind of compare this, and I do see it, kind of compare this to Persona 5, because in that game, when you went to the palaces, you also had to like secure a route to the treasure, and there was some stealth game, or like every palace in Persona 5 included some amount of stealth gameplay, but it isn't really the same here. There are some similarities, like again, the whole infiltration route, and also waiting until actually in 5 you have to do the whole calling card thing, but there are some similarities, but it's definitely not the same. You can't really fight enemies unless you want to try taking them down yourself. But really, it's just...
I don't recommend.
Yeah, the combat in that dungeon is basically just the big bosses or mini bosses, and you have to beat them in less than 3 turns.
And each mini boss also has their own weaknesses and their own gimmick.
Yeah.
I think one of them gives you... It's not Marin Karen, but it's like something where they put a status effect on you.
Yeah.
Or something. And I remember dying to that one failing that one so many times.
Yeah.
As it's like...
I remember the last guy you have to fight, like he's weak to electricity, but then there's the other guy who you do get like the whole information on and what he's weak to and what he does. But he comes out of nowhere. You have no way of preparing for him, so it can kind of fuck you over if your loadout is like completely.
Managed to do that. I managed to do that one on my first try. It was second one that I had a problem with, because I think I'm not sure if it was weak against fire, but he was weak against something, or he had this thing where he can basically knock you out. I had this status effect on you.
Yeah.
That to make you use turns.
Yeah.
That was the bit I had problem with.
Yeah. I don't think I really had like major problems. I do remember the last one kind of standing out. I do think I did all of them first try, but the first one or the last one did did still stand out to me a little bit because I wasn't prepared for the other guy.
Not sure if I was too big on that dungeon because it was kind of gimmicky.
Yeah.
But it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed the breath of fresh air because the 2 first dungeons were kind of standard, and the third one felt like a nice little pace breaker. But overall, it was a little on the side. Definitely not my favorite dungeon in the game.
The second to last part of that dungeon where the ship goes topsy-turvy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I was like, what the hell?
You go Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the hull of the ship.
I died multiple times because I missed jumped.
I think I died a couple of times too. I remember because I didn't really understand the gimmick yet, of the jumping, where he jumps. I was like, whew, and there he goes. It was kind of comical.
Yeah. Thankfully, the checkpoints are mostly fair.
Yeah, I think it's just, if you die in that part, you just have to start that specific part over.
You do, which is nice.
Yeah.
Well, this game makes sense, it's kind of it's very different as well, so
yeah,
that'd kind of be annoying if you had to restart.
Yeah, and that kind of reminds me that even though this game is definitely more difficult than most of the Persona games, I do think this game is also a lot more forgiving than most Shin Megami Tensei games, where you don't get booted to the title screen when you die, and you can even restart battles even before you've been wiped out, which I think is cool. It can you can again maybe break some battles pretty easily if you keep spamming the retry button, but I'm glad it's there.
I think it's useful.
Yeah.
It's not a certain win situation.
Yeah.
You might just have a bad startup in general.
Yep.
But it's good if you accidentally press something that you want to, or if you accidentally miss by chance. So I think it's pretty nice. Now you have a retry. It's okay, I'm gonna do this strategy. And it boots you all the way to the beginning. So if you're on a boss fight as well, you're not gonna be halfway through.
Yeah.
It's not like Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Where you can use Mia's turn wheel and go back a turn. It's you have to restart the entire fight. So that's kind of nice.
As for the boss of the Charadrius, I mean, Giddo is kind of whatever. I do think he serves his purpose and all, and I kind of find it funny how pathetic he is. But and Juna's Awakening is really cool. But and just
is he your favorite? Is he your favorite character?
What?
Is he your favorite character?
Juna?
Yeah.
No, I don't think she's my favorite, but I think she's cool. I think she's one of my favorites, but not.
I said that to my favorite a bit later.
Okay.
Because it's a bit of a but
I don't think she's my number one favorite. I think we actually, might as well say it since we already kind of went over him, but I think Haisme is my number one, I'd say. But we can talk about that a little more when we talk about the followers and everything. But yeah, I think the whole stuff with Juna when it's revealed that she's part of the resistance too, that was kind of cool. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about the Charadrius or the battleship part. Then we get to the Virga Island part and the Dragon Temple and Yufa and the brothers who come with us because they don't trust us and they think we're out to get Luis, which they're correct. We are out to get Luis.
I want to point out, this is probably one of my favorite, up to this bit, is that my favorite moments is the brothers are my favorite characters in this game. I love the brothers here. Yeah. Which I did not expect when I first saw them a bit early on. It was they're just Yui's followers. They're probably not doing that much. And then they come with you because they're a bit skeptical. And then you learn more about them. I'm just oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I really like them, and that's why there were very sad things later on, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
I almost cried, by the way.
Yeah.
At one point, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I do remember one particular point that almost pushed me over the edge. It was kind of, whew. But the Virga Island part, I really like Yufa. I think that's good sum up of that part, and I think we kind of little talked about this earlier, that the whole, like, this is where it's kind of revealed or hinted at that the this world used to be kind of our world, and the Dragon Temple is like there's like a space below that's called like Shinjuku, and it's like a fucking giant Etrian Odyssey reference for some reason. Like, there are these enemies that are basically ripped out of straight from Etrian Odyssey, and I personally, I'm just gonna, one thing I'm gonna throw out here, I'm not a big fan of the Dragon Temple dungeon because it's so big and so long, and for some reason there's only one save point in the whole dungeon, except like there's one at the beginning and then right before the boss fight, and I don't understand why.
I want to point out one of my negative, not so more negative aspects of the game, but one of my least favorite things are the dungeon designs. Especially out the optional dungeons.
Yeah,
most events in the
yeah.
But I know this one was like, man, I kind of want this to end. I kind of want to get to the boss now.
Mm-hmm.
This is taking a bit way too long.
Yeah,
especially with all the things that you have to do.
I think
here.
Yeah, I think the main dungeons are pretty good for the most part, but I think the side dungeons kind of get old after a while. So. Yeah, I can kind of echo you there, that the dungeon design isn't necessarily the strongest point of this game. I do think there are dungeons in this game which are good. Like, I really like the penultimate dungeon, even though that one's also pretty big, but I do like its different set pieces and how it, the progression you do there.
That was a pretty good one.
But I do think the Dragon Temple was a little too much. I actually like the first portion with the fog, like the Lost Woods fog. Yeah. But the second part where it's the whole, like, I think it's cool. I think the whole thing that it's an Etrian, like a almost 1-to-1 copy of a dungeon from Etrian Odyssey, is really cool.
Yeah, because they have those little mini human things.
Yeah.
Like Etrian Odyssey mini bosses, I think they
are.
Like,
I think
you move, they move.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
It's really cool, but I think it's just so long. It's just so
long.
Big.
My other issue with this dungeon as well, especially at the second half, is it's very narrow.
Yeah.
It's hard to avoid enemies, so you kind of have to fight them all the time, and you kind of just want. I kind of just want to be here right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to get caught off guard by enemies.
Yeah.
I do want to mention the little premise here why we're in the Virga Islands. So we're still infiltrating. So the next task is go to the Pagan Island. Which is where the next dungeon is. Yeah. And basically take their holy weapons. One of the holy artifacts. And we're after the dragon spear. I'm not the name of the actual spear itself, but we're after the dragon yards. Yeah. Thing, which is like a very big weapon that he uses specifically after. And I know the brothers don't fully trust us, so they come with us because they're skeptical. Yeah. And it's a great story wise as well. And I think one of the pagans that we see earlier during the Colosseum, who is Euthia's brother. Yeah. he quits because he's against.
Because we see earlier when they talk about what the next challenge should be, they talk about how, we should have them prove their faith to the church, and then they go after the relics or the artifacts of the pagans and the Mustari. So he's against it because he's the chief of the island. So he leads the competition, and then we meet him again on the island, and it's a really cool portion. I do think the whole Yufa can talk to Will telepathically is kind of a weird non sequitur. It does have a payoff later on, but it's kind of weird. It just happens like maybe twice, and then it's not addressed until like the very end of the game, which is not the very, very end, but like near the end of the game when one of the reveals happens. But it was kind of random, but we find Yufa, we get thrown into jail, and there's this really funny moment where we're sitting in the jail talking amongst ourselves, and then we hear a voice, then camera pans to the left and Batlin is there as well.
He's like, "Hey guys, I'm here. So I was finding you guys, because you guys are very interesting.
Yeah.
And these pagan guys came after me. The Mustari came after me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Mustari, so...
Yeah. And I do really like... I think my favorite part, the thing that really makes this part of the story for me is Yufa and how she kind of develops throughout the dungeon. And that she kind of realizes that... And you see kind of why she has this mindset is because she's been basically preparing her whole life to die. So it's like it's the purpose. It's her purpose. It's like the one thing she knows. So when we try to save her, she's distraught and she doesn't want to be saved because it would be taking away the one thing she's been trying to prepare her whole life for. So if we save her, she doesn't go through with the sacrifice. She feels like her whole life has been for nothing, and she has nothing more to live for. So, but then we get to the boss fight, and where she awakens to her archetype, and she realizes that instead of dying for her people, she can live to protect them, and I think that's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and I
also like.
Yeah, go on.
I also like. So basically, the Mustari have this tradition of sacrificing themselves so their people won't die.
Yeah, it's
specifically like that the dragons will eat
they
them.
Have specifically. They specifically have the priestess, which is what Yufa is, and she has to be sacrificed for the.
Her brother is against it. Her brother doesn't want this, but she's like, no, I have to sacrifice myself for the people. And then you find out the tradition they have, the sacrifices of her, were tangled up and messed up.
Yeah.
You find out the dragons weren't actually going to eat them. In fact, the dragons that fought alongside
the priestess. Yeah.
And the only reason why the dragon was such in a foul mood is because the dragon was possessed by a human.
Yeah.
The human was controlling them.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. It shows that it's done for like religion, tradition, and like modernization, and that's like what's actually like.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
Too deep into your religion that it ruins.
Yeah, it's cool because you kind of get to see this like contrast in community, but you also get to see it in a more like its effects on a more personal level with Yufa, because again, she's been training or preparing for her whole life to die. So when she's like told, no, don't die, she feels that it's wrong, and she, like, panics because it's all she knows. Or it's been her purpose for so long that she doesn't feel like she can do anything else in life. And but when she finds out about the texts and like the others in the group talk to her, she realizes she can live to protect and fight alongside their dragon god, like the original interpretation was.
Yeah, I don't have the original interpretation was kind of messed up and misread. It was oops, it doesn't actually say this. They actually remind me of Tales of Symphonia a bit.
Yeah.
With Colette and her sacrifice, and her sacrifice of being an angel. But it's really interesting. I kind of like the whole tradition versus morale. And then taking the in a bit too far.
Yeah.
In a way.
It's cool.
Or people's interpretation of what these texts actually mean.
Yeah.
It's something like...
Yeah.
It's something like how some people read into media a bit too wrong. Or read this message and put their own spin on things, in a way. It's like... Media literacy. It's a media literacy test. Yeah.
the whole thing, like, their whole tradition was a media literacy test all along.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I really like it.
Though in their defense, there was also that one mural that they never saw, which very explicitly, like, depicted that the priestess was, like, fighting alongside the dragon, and the villagers never saw that, so that also kind of helped with the whole, like, misunderstanding of the legend. And also, this also leads to when everything's said and done and they have the Dracodios, or the spear, or the relic, there's this small scene with Batlin, and he explains why he's with the church and what he wants to accomplish, and he's realized that basically all the teachings of the church have been lies, and there's this nice scene where he reflects on his father, who was a kind of a rebellious crier and tried to, like, warn people about some of the, I guess, evil. I don't remember the specifics, but
his father was one of the higher ups in the crier, and he was apparently one of the good ones.
Yeah. He was, and like,
he figured things out that he didn't approve of what some of the other people were doing, abusing their power.
Yeah.
And I think he tried to spread his message, and he got killed for it, I think it was.
I think he didn't actually... I don't think he got killed, he just died. Like, I think people, like, rejected him or something, and then he just died. I don't think he got killed. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I think he got killed in a riot or something, didn't he? There was some riot that happened.
Maybe? I'm not sure. I think Badlin said something about him being
it was the Parapus thing, because you have the CEO and Federo, and he was on about his father was trying to prevent the Parapus riot that happened years ago. And that's so the Parapus bros were, like, experimented on.
Yeah, and that's what caused the riot. Yeah.
And his father tried to stop it, or tried to get it banned from happening.
Yeah. And he tried to basically warn people and tried to stop it from happening before it did.
Yeah. And then he was on about he was like, as the more time spent being with the church, the more his tenderness didn't care as much.
Yeah.
Until, like, will happened, you know.
Yeah.
And then he began to kind of change things for the good.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's very nice.
Yeah. And I also like, there's this small thing, we kind of talked about how Heismay doesn't like Parapus, but then there's that moment where Batlin tells them about the riots and how it was basically the church's fault, And then Heismay realizes, oh my god, the Paripus weren't at fault. And then I think from that point on, he tries to make an effort to not be so cold to the brothers anymore. Or to, I guess, Paripus in general. It's a very, very small moment, but he like, you can clearly see how shocked he is when Badlin tells him that.
It's weird. It's that, these two were like characters I didn't expect to be like this much, but when you get into them, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. And
damn,
then
I want to give them a hug.
Yeah, and you get the scene, like, throughout the whole, like, portion on the island, Fidelio has been, like, sick, and they've been kind of trying to look after him. And then at the end, we get this scene where it turns out that Fidelio somehow already knows about the plan. That's one, I guess, plot hole in quotation marks. That
I don't think it was much of a plot hole. I think he speculated. I don't think it was much of a plot hole because he kind of had a hunch about what was going down. Because he was very suspicious from the start.
Yeah, but I think he, like, straight up says that he saw us when we test. There's that scene where we, like, test the Dracodios on Will, and then we find out, oh, this thing can kill Luis, and then he straight up says that he saw that. So that one kind of took me, like, off guard, because, like, there wasn't any indication that he was watching, but I guess they just wanted to keep it as a surprise, because he was just that good at hiding. It's not a huge deal, but I do remember being like, that's kind of weird when I first.
I think he was also very skeptical on.
Yeah, he was
very conflicted.
Yeah, he was very skeptical from the start. But the scene where he, like, reveals that, and they both realize that they are trying to kill Luis. It's a great scene because they've come to, like, really warm up to the group, and Basilio says that he doesn't want to kill Lady Juna, and he's already voiced his, like, doubts about what Luis is doing, because they used to be, like, super poor, and I think they were also experimented on. Like, they used to be the bottom of the litter, but that's what they, like, that's what Luis is trying to basically exterminate, the weak and the powerless. And while they like got where they are now with their current power, the people who don't have that, the people they used to be, who don't necessarily have the opportunity or the power that they have, are gonna die if Luis becomes king. And they're starting to realize that. And it's just such a cool, you get these few cool scenes before the climax of that whole plot thread. And it's really cool just seeing, like, Fidelio and Basilio talking to each other about their, like, doubts about Luis. And
it's
like,
also very cool as well, because it's kind of like, as you said, it's kind of like they joined Luis because they think he can make a difference in the world. They started off poor and they can't do anything about it. It's like, oh, discrimination, we hate that. And Luis was like, fuck discrimination. But his thing was a bit too far, where it's like, only the strong survive, kind of thing. And they're like, hold on a moment. It's not just the strong that we want to protect the weak.
Yeah.
We want to make things equal for all people.
Yeah, because
and he's a bit too
like,
far
I think Basilio also says this at some point, but it's like, on the surface, at first, it seems like really cool. Like, no matter who you are, you can thrive as long as you're strong. But it also leads to the people who are still suffering to just suffer even more and die. So it's like, when you don't think it through, it sounds good. But when you think about it a little, when you think about what he's trying to accomplish, that's when it starts to become a little, I don't know, I'm not sure if we want this.
Very skeptical, yeah.
Yeah. I think we can just go over the. I think we could still talk about the opera house next and everything that happens there, since that whole stretch of the story is not only really long, but it's also like a very, very big turning point. So
it's also one of my favorite moments in the game specifically.
Yes,
so.
Definitely. Big same. So we go to the city, Altabury, I think, and the plan is that we go there with the relic, with the spear, and we kill Louise with it by using this like weird magic that the protagonist can use. He can shoot it and stuff. I'm not sure about the specifics, but it just works. It's like
he throws the yarns into his chest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's that. Yeah, he throws it into his chest, and then Yufa is supposed to call it back. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's yeah. Yufa didn't try about to see has like that power, I guess.
Yeah. And
it's a very bizarre plan because it's like you're literally going up the opera house undetected with a yant, by the way. You know?
Yeah.
It's not a small weapon, by the way. It's a very big weapon.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to sneak up, throw this yant at Louise, and you only have Louise. You only have Will and Yufa in the party anyway, so definitely out there is actually a bit more challenging than having two more extra party members.
But then again, like I think we talked about this earlier, but you can use the Knight's Proclamation, the skill, to make them target you so that they won't target Yufa, and it's a lot easier that way, definitely.
It is.
Though,
yeah,
I don't think it works on monsters, and there are a few monsters in the opera house as well.
A few monsters, but the monsters aren't really much of a problem.
Yeah.
He throws the thing at Louise, so it's like, oh no, Louise is dead.
But then,
we killed Louise, and Louise is like, think again.
Yeah, like we throw it at him, then Yufa tries to call it back, but oh no, it doesn't come back. Then we go to the roof, and there he is with the lance. He's bleeding, but he's like, he just walked that shit off. It's a giant lance, and he's just built different, and he's built very different. Yeah, but then we fight him, and I like how the fight, like already part of his health is gone because we threw the spear at him, which is cool.
Yeah,
and then we get.
I mean, it's a spear afterward going into his chest.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
because that'd be a lot of damage.
And then we get a really cool cutscene where we fight Louise, or like where Will fights Louise, and then Yufa tries to use the lance to kill him, and it doesn't work. But then Will catches it and then stabs him through the chest, and then he falls down, and it's a really cool moment.
And dies.
Yeah. Yeah. But like we said, Louise is built different, and so on the next day, he's fine. He has the real spear with him, not the fake that what we thought he had, and then he kills Forden. So
he kills Forden.
Yeah.
And it's oh Jesus.
So it's kind of crazy. Like, I've heard some people kind of criticize this part for like, how did Louise survive? But I think I can buy it because Zorba was there, who we haven't really talked about, but Zorba is a necromancer who can like manipulate dead bodies. So I think
he can like resurrect dead bodies, or he can use certain vital organs. I think the technical uses certain vital organs.
I think
and
Zorba.
stitches them up or something.
I think he says that the heart was still beating when he had been stabbed. Like his heart was still intact. So we see him confirming, quote unquote, that he's dead, and then I assume he put some magic, because he says later that he had to heal off the flesh overnight, I think, and that's
it's kind of funny because he's like the first main boss of the game, and you see him fall off the building, so I kind of forgot about him until this part. I was like,
I remember
who are you then?
I remember when I first played this part, I was like, I heard his voice and I'm like, wait a fucking minute, I'm like, I recognize that thick Scottish accent.
The Scottish accent. You're Louise.
Yes.
I was just like, oh my god.
But it's kind of crazy, and I think we should probably talk a little bit about Louise, because like up to this point, I think he was a really like charismatic and cool villain. But I think this whole gambit of his, that if you kill me, if I die, that's fine. It just means I wasn't strong enough, or I wasn't worthy of my ideals or whatever. But if I win, if I survive, it means I deserve the crown and I'm him. I
am that dude.
Me. Yeah.
His whole thing is like the strong will survive. That is his motto, and he's very committed to it. Yeah, you even have a discussion with him. Multiple discussions with him about how to rule and what his beliefs are. And even if you try to sway him, he's like very strong with his convictions. I think that's what makes him a very interesting villain.
Yeah.
I have this thing with some villains. They get a bit too sympathetic, and it's like they try to dump their tragic backstory onto you, so you feel bad for them, and you're like, oh no, you're not bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's straight up bad.
Yeah.
Even though he has a sad backstory.
Yeah.
That's not his driving motivation.
Yeah.
His thing is his to be strong.
Yeah.
And he is a bad person, no doubt.
I do think, like you said, I think it's great that he, even though he has kind of a sad backstory, he's not really out for revenge because of it or anything like that. But and while it the things that happened to him definitely corrupted him and definitely made him more and more committed and more they definitely affected him. The events that happened, the death of his family and how he was treated by Forden and everyone, they definitely affected him. But his worldview and view of the people of the world is so warped by this point that there's just no saving him. He's been warped he's too far gone. He's been too far gone for a while now, and he's just the whole gambit he has at the opera house is a big testament to that. He's willing to lay down his life twice over to fulfill his.
He's not that big dick energy. It's
yeah.
I'm gonna throw everything in the table.
I do also
moment.
How chill he is. He gets stabbed in the chest and he's interesting. That's a very Louise reaction, and that's
he gets stabbed in the chest and it's just it just sounded like someone just gave him a pocket ticket or something.
Yeah.
He spilled some coffee on his yap or something.
Yep. But that's what really makes it cool, or I guess satisfying, when, well, might as well say now, he's the final boss, when he succumbs to his anxiety and becomes a human. And it's really satisfying to see him finally break down, because he's been very, I guess, high and mighty about his ideals, that he is strong and that he will see his ambitions through. But at the end, he's still afraid of losing to Will and the party. So his anxiety just gets the better of him, and he turns into a human.
It's that will and his ideals.
Yeah.
It's also interesting because you figure out he's not like the horn people.
Yeah.
I've forgotten him. But it is that horn was just a decoration.
Yeah.
He's actually an elder.
Yeah, just like the protagonist.
Just like the protagonist, which is very interesting.
Yeah, and he like becomes this kind of, I guess, counterpart for the protagonist, and it's even more amplified by another twist that's like with the protagonist. Should we talk about that now, or?
I still want to talk about the Opera House.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah.
I think there's still some moments. So this is like the part where, so Louise comes back from the grave. He kills
yeah,
him, and it's this is a big problem because we're also portrayed kind of bad as well because we killed Louise red-handed, and it's also kind of like he comes back, and then the brothers Federa and Basilio, he tries to kill Basilio as well, right in front of him.
And I think what happens is that Luis tries to get information out of us, like because he gathers that the prince is still alive, and then there's like these civilians or like sanctist followers, yeah, and he like threatens to kill them, but then the brothers come in and shield them, and there's also another small cool thing where like Luis is like visibly disappointed when the brothers turn against him, and it's really cool. And then when they try to shield him, it's just the blast is too much and it's about to kill Basilio, and then Fidelio pushes him out of the way.
Pushes him out of the way, and I almost cried. This is like there's so much shit they go through.
Yeah.
For one, they get like conflicted with the ideals, and then another was like they killed Louise, who they idealized for a while, and the whole world gets sifted upside down.
Yeah.
From this, the whole perspective just changes, and it's really heartbreaking. And then you see Fidelio die for doing the right thing, and Basilio's just like so crushed because all they wanted to do was run a restaurant together.
Yeah.
That's not their big dream. It's so nice and so simple, and then it's like
it's
so much shit happens to them, and it's just like, oh my god.
The whole when he talks about when he's dying, he talks about how he can see their little diner and that Juna is there with them. It really tugs at your heartstrings. And there's another moment later on, like after Basilio gets his archetype, where they're outside the town, and the family that was in the church that Luis threatened to kill is there, and they have like flowers for Fidelio.
For Fidelio, I was like, oh
yeah,
and he's just like. But then you see that Fidelio behind him. It's fine. It's like,
yeah.
Is he still alive? How is he alive? And it's like, oh wait, no.
Yeah.
It's Basilio's mind.
Yeah.
It's tricks in him. And,
it's such a cool moment when they like fist bump and he gets his archetype. It's such a cool moment. I do kind of wish we got like a fight with Basilio, like with pretty much everyone else, but I think it's a really cool.
I don't think that I wouldn't think that would work.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have worked. I just think from a gameplay standpoint it would have been cool, but again, like with the situation being as it was in the story, I don't think it would have worked.
It's so nice, man. It's so sweet as well, and it's like this was at the moment when I realized, man, this is my favorite character in the game.
Yeah, Basilio is really cool. I think I think his follower link also helped, like, really like him even more.
For sure.
But yeah.
His voice also helped.
Yeah. I love his
accent.
It's great.
It's like, you what, mate? I'm gonna knock you down. It's very, very English, very kind of, I think, northern.
I think I heard it's like a Liverpool accent, I think.
Very, kind of. Is that northern Liverpool?
Yeah.
Around that area. I bring briefly out some of the voice acting. I had the voice acting the same very much. Everyone's got this distinct accent.
Yep.
Holkenberg's that very German. Stoll was very posh,
Yeah.
Yes, proper. Heisman is like
kind of
Japanese, kind of.
Yeah, he's like kind of Japanese or Slavic, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Everyone's got a distinct voice, and I just really like that. It's
and it really drives home the whole like distinction of each race, with each having a different kind of voice. Though I don't think Alonso and Juna have the exact same accent. Maybe I'm not entirely sure.
Who and Juna?
Alonso, the other Nidia, one of your followers.
Oh right, yeah. It's not that everyone has a distinct. Everyone's a bit different.
Yeah.
I also like the Papyrus is kind of that northerner English accent.
And actually,
it's kind of like a very rural, poor fit for them, and it just suits them well. It's like you know, that Oliver Twist. You know, tell me more, Governor. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, after that, we get even more story, because like literally the next day, and it's like. I love how, because it's on the 11th of September, the fan base have kind of called it like the 9/11 for Metaphor fans.
What?
Because the date, one of the dates, is literally 9/11, the 11th of September.
No. Oh no.
But yeah,
I did not recognize that.
I think, or I'm not sure. I think. I think Forden dies on 9/11, and on 9/12, we get the big reveal that Louise was not actually, well, it was actually implied already earlier when we killed Louise, and the curse wasn't dispelled. But it turns out that he was not the caster. The caster was Rella all along.
All along. And who was behind her? Nat? Because he was only a kid when she did the thing.
Yeah.
Did he get the curse? And guess who was did all that? It was the church.
Yeah.
More specifically, Forden, who was just killed. Or who just died.
Yeah. He wanted to make sure that he became the next king, and he wanted to like have Louise take the fall for it. So he had to use someone who was like close in age to Louise, which unfortunately was Rella, and he threatened Juna to get her to fall in line. And it's a very like tragic moment when you realize like what is going on, like why is Rella doing this, and why Rella killed the prince, or tried to kill the prince. And it's just so sad to see her like pretty much kill herself when you beat her dragon. And he said,
which is funny because it's kind of like well, not funny, but it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like she has helped you throughout the story, especially out in the Bulgaria Islands when she healed Virga.
Yeah.
With his knee, I think it was.
Yeah, when he got that injury, yeah.
Yeah, and then she also helped Basilio and Virga when they're younger. She was close with Juna as well.
Yeah.
Her sister. Basically half sister.
Yeah.
I'm kind of conflicted on this as well. Story-wise, I think it's great. I think this was at the part of when they cut out some content.
Yeah.
Because I had a feeling this was to be some dungeon.
Yeah, I also
when it just turned out to be a boss
I also
fight.
felt that I think the Mage Academy could have been a dungeon, but it wasn't. I don't think it's been confirmed that it was cut, but it does definitely feel a little like there was something, because while the story part is usually praised, I think one criticism a lot of people have is that it's just a lot. Like right after the thing with Louise and him like rising from the grave and shit, right after that we get this whole Rella thing. She's revealed to be the caster of the curse, and then we immediately go to her and fight the dragon. It's very, very fast. It's like all of a sudden, as soon as we get to Altabury, it's just plot beat after plot beat after plot beat. So it can be kind of hard to like digest everything that's happening. For me,
it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, for me, I didn't really have that big of a problem with it, but I have to agree that it was a lot to take in, and I can see the argument that it may have not been the best choice to just stick all of this very important, very climactic story moments so close to one another. So I can kind of see that maybe there was, or maybe there were plans to have a dungeon or something to kind of separate at least part of the Rella thing, because we would have probably had the reveal before the dungeon anyway, but then the dungeon could have helped to separate the whole the reasons why Rella did what she did, and her like sacrifice, and her connecting with the other Sanctists with the telepathy thing. But yeah, I do think it's good as it is, but it probably could have been better executed.
The dungeon probably would have also helped out with some of the more backstory that to be talking about it in the dungeon, I guess. Never mind, we have another thing that I think probably was planned but wasn't. You know the meeting them with the church in one of those church dies?
Who? The
You know when we know that behind the scenes stuff, and you have the church council with
yeah, those guys.
It's like you have all these designs, and it was like, especially at the armor knight dude, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna fight this guy. Does he really have that boss energy?
Yeah.
And then nothing happened to him, and then at one point he just disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do explain it, I guess, and they're not like super important in the grand scheme of things, but like they just feel so weird in the story. Like they don't even have names. They're just there. So
no, like armored knight.
Yeah.
Old guy.
Yeah.
Old guy too.
Yeah.
Old guy with makeup.
Yeah. Like the only one out of that like council who really mattered was Forden, and everyone else were just these weird jobbers who.
Forden and that other guy, the one that you fought. I don't remember the name. Who turned dead.
Oh, I don't remember who that was. Oh yeah, the monk.
The monk dude.
Giddo, I think.
Giddo. Yeah. I don't think it was a bit important as well.
Yeah.
That's really about it. I think pretty much after that now it's like the penultimate moment.
Yeah.
I think that's like
the big reveal with the protagonist. Yeah.
Can be interpreted in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Really.
I've definitely seen a lot of like for and against for this twist. And yeah, so we go to the capital, we fight Louise for realsies this time, and then he turns Will into a human. And then we go.
And people everyone uses their minds, and your popularity just goes down.
Yeah. You can. It's like when we go to the Eldan Sanctum, we just have this mass drop in our popularity, and we go to the Eldan Sanctum, which we saw in the beginning of the game. And then when we're there, we find out, oh no, the prince is dead because Zorba went and killed him. But then we go to the altar where he's laid to rest. And then we find out that the voice that's been talking to us and giving us the archetypes is our mother. At least she's implied to be our mother, or the mother of the prince. But it turns out that the protagonist is actually a creation of the prince.
The prince?
Yeah. He's basically his OC, and that's why he has heterochromia, because, yeah.
The OC.
Yeah.
my OC come to life, and then I became my OC.
Yeah. But it's... Yeah.
This was kind of interesting, because one of my things playing through in this game was we don't really get many scenes with the prince and Will interacting with one another and know much about their past. That kind of seems odd. I wonder what... the kind of seems off.
Yeah.
So when the reveal is you are the prince, or you are the princess OC, and the prince became you.
Yeah.
It made a whole lot of sense why there wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
Backstory. And Gaia's wait a minute. I met you and the prince. Why do I not know about this? And it's some weird... It's kind of jarring, really.
Yeah.
It took me by surprise.
Yeah.
This was 2 o'clock in the morning as well.
Yeah.
So I was I'm gonna go to bed after this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I was a bit conflicted, but it's kind of a cool reveal.
Yeah. I think it's a clever reveal, and I think it kind of helps that to make that, because this whole time we were trying to make Prince the king, the prince. It kind of helps that now the goal is our goal is one and the same. We're making him the king because he is the prince. But I think part of me would have maybe preferred if the prince would have been a separate character, and then he would have just given the throne to the protagonist at the end of the game. But maybe that's just criticizing this game for something it's not.
I kind of agree with you. Because I think it'd be a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting if Will was just an ordinary guy.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, the underdog story.
Yeah.
And now he's special. And now he's the special prince who.
I mean, I do think there is still. I don't think it's completely invalidated, because if he was just a prince who had gotten the throne from birthright, I think he wouldn't be he would maybe even be just as disliked as his father, the old king. But now that he's made his way from the top or from the bottom and earn the respect of the people, he's truly become the king he was always meant to be. And I think it works in that sense, but I do kind of agree that it might have worked a little better if it was just Will was just a normal Elda, and he just made his way all the way from the bottom and earned people's respect, and when the time comes, the prince would just surrender the throne to him.
Yeah. It's also interesting as well, because the whole tournament thing as well was just so in that, hey, you don't have to be royal blood to become the king.
Yeah.
Anyone could become king.
Yeah.
So I think that also kind of conflicted as well, because he's the prince as well.
Yeah.
So he's still royalty, so the whole thing didn't really matter too much.
Yeah, but
at the same time, though, he did go through a lot of pain and suffering to still get there, so it's not...
And it's still
it's not bad.
He was not chosen, and it was the game makes it pretty clear that he was not chosen as the king because he's the prince, but because he did all the good for the people and the people trusted him, and not because, oh, he's the prince, so he's next in line. It did help with his like popularity, maybe, because people thought he was dead, and like him rising from the game grave to defeat evil, like that story really inspired people. But I don't think it was the sole reason why people believed in him and wanted him to be king. But I think that also gets me into some of the more other things as well, because we can tie out the penultimate thing and the final thing together, because it's kind of one big thing. Yeah. And that's, I do want to mention, it kind of leaves it into your own interpretation. It's like, is this world made up? Is it not made up? You know? Yeah. Was the prince, was this world all in his mind? So there's a reveal where the Velvet Room guy, or sorry, the academia guy, his name. Yeah. It reveals he's actually a part of the team. He is the king, and he's your father. Yeah, he's like, I think, don't go back. You will die if you go back. Stay with me in Shinjuku, where, you know, you can live your days. Don't be in this fantasy world. Yeah. And he's like, nah. Yeah, he's like, because it's the world in that book, and he's like, stay here in the world that you've always loved reading about. So, yeah, and I think the like more is like what more is to the king, like what the protagonist was to the prince. But since the king is already long gone, he can't like reunite with him in the same way. Yeah, it's kind of weird as well, because it's kind of like, is the fantasy world, is that real or not? You know, it's like, it kind of leaves it to your own interpretation. It's that some weird meta narrative going on, and that's kind of interesting. Yeah, and also what do you think of it? I think it's a really cool moment where Will just kind of denies that even if even if the world that he experienced was not real, it doesn't matter, because everything he went through was real to him. So he wants to go and save that world. Yeah. And it's a really cool moment. And I think, honestly, one of my favorite parts of the game, kind of related to this, is at the end of the game. Again, you kind of said that it's left up to your own interpretation, but it's like, I don't think it's at like the very last line. I think it's like before the final cutscene and after the credits, where it's revealed that the king's magic had another purpose, which was to call people from other worlds to help the prince on his journey. And you, the player, who you like put your name as the true seeker, you've been following him and guiding him this entire time. And I think it's just a really cool like a meta narrative, like, or like a story game interaction. Like, you've been guiding him, you've been like picking his dialogue choices at times, you've been giving him like advice, telling him what to do, because you're playing the game. And it's such a cool thing. And I really love what he says at the end, where he's like, when he talks about how the king's magic was supposed to call people from another world, and he says that your world has not yet lost hope. And that's just, that was such a,
think it's a very interesting moment. It's also kind of like, shows, hey, it does sound very corny, but it sounds like, hey, games do impact you and what you think. Yeah. As well, it's kind of like, you went to see all this pain, you went to see different cultures, you understand people different from you specifically, and you can understand them, and all the things that you felt throughout that game is real, even if the game is fiction. I think that's kind of a cool message. Like,
Yeah.
I know some people said the game was very bleak and very cynical, because things happen and all that, but it's very optimistic as well at the same time, and I like that optimistic as well. I like it how, even though there's so much bad things as well, there's also some good as well, and that you can change things, even if it's minimal, and I think that's kind of a good message at the end of the day.
It's like it's like, this game is, I think it's one of its big messages is, or like it's one of its themes is to have hope in the midst of like anxiety and like fear and everything, like even the worst of situations, because
even the worst moments, it's like you can
it's a very I think overall it's a very hopeful story, even if a lot of its moments are very bleak, but that's because like it makes the destination, I guess, or the hope that comes from it very compelling, strong.
I guess it's one of the things that we kind of need.
Yeah.
In this world, it's very. It probably came at the right time, I guess. Even whether it's meta or not, whether if it's fate or real. It's not the main point. The point is that you experienced the game and its characters. And that's kind of real to you.
I also really like, going back a bit into the actual ending, I do like how, even though Will became the king and things are better now, there's a lot of, like, if you talk to the NPCs in the epilogue, there are still clearly problems, and not everyone like accepts, everyone is not maybe so willing to accept Will as their king, because not everyone supported him at the end of the game. It was just the majority. So it's cool to see that the game kind of addresses that, and I think they even talk about what we talked about earlier, that there's like a pair of NPCs who talk about how, well, anyone could have become the king, but then the prince became the king after all. So they kind of acknowledge it, and they it shows that even though we have a better system now, it doesn't eliminate all the problems, and even our like putting all our friends into the key positions of the government isn't necessarily something that like is gonna like gel well with people, because some people might see that as like nepotism, or like I'm missing the word, but like not familiarity. I'm trying to think of the word, but and my English is failing me.
It is kind of nice that just because you're king, not everything's all sunshine and rainbows. There's still issues in the world that still need to be addressed. And I think that's kind of real at the same time. It's not cynical, but it's not like unrealistic. It's still, I think, some issues that people have to tackle, and some people are still on the fence and bummed out that he became king.
Probably because they supported Luis or someone else, because he wasn't supported by everyone, just the majority.
And humans still exist as well. That's still a thing. So it's not like everything's all sorted out.
I do like in the ending though that Will like goes around the city incognito and just listens to people's problems. And I also like that it's apparently something he does a lot, like he just sneaks out when no one's looking.
And the other people that peed off that holding their that's annoyed. It's like, no,
Yeah.
what are you doing now?
Yeah.
I will say I don't particularly like them going off on their own adventure. I think that's kind of a bit off. It's like, wait, you're the king. You're supposed to do your pocket stuff and so our taxes and stuff. Not
I could swallow it if only because they said that, like, I think Hulkenberg or Stroll, I don't remember, but one of them says that they did put some precautions in place so that the kingdom wouldn't fall apart, or they could run things without the king or the other people. And again, it's just an extension of the king just like going to other places other than just sitting in his castle and being an actually present king for the people. So I definitely get what you're saying. I definitely understand feeling like, why are you leaving? No, you should be ruling the country from the, what are you doing? But like, I think it has a greater purpose, and I think they...
It's a minor nitpick overall.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I definitely get it, but it wasn't that much of an issue for me, personally.
I think overall, no, Metaphor is a fantastic game, both in gameplay and in story and its characters.
Yeah.
Like, it stuck with me even after 3 months now.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Same. It was a great. But do you want to, real quick, before we end off, talk a little bit about the characters, like the followers you had? What were you like? Do you want to highlight some? Who were your favorites?
Favorites. I've got 2 in mind, but they're also party member followers.
Yeah.
One of them is Heisman. I liked his one with his son. His son's death. Yeah, he still has that to earn, and he's trying to find a place to put his ashes somewhere. And there was that one moment where he's like, "Oh, I have to I put it in my home village and on it," but his home village is very like doesn't like him. So they refuse, and they still was earned, and it's like, what the hell? It's like, dude, he's just trying to bury his son.
Yeah.
Why do you have to do that? And then they like, I can't remember where he put it. I think it was somewhere else.
I think he made a necklace, and his ashes are in the necklace. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
maybe it was like he made the necklace out of his bones. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but it was he had a necklace.
He made it out of his bones. Kind of creepy, but it's also kind of nice.
Like when he explains it like, it's like he's always with him, and that's sweet.
And it's also kind of just like, it's just that few hours is like, you don't have more context of what happened to his son and his feelings for being a shadow knight.
Yeah.
Does he wants to be an actual knight. He wanted to be an actual knight and not like hiding in the shadows.
Yeah. And I really like also how, because the Heismei's home village, the Yuji village, is so isolated, he wants to like change things so that the future generations of Yuji don't really don't keep this like chain of isolation going and just become this completely closed off community who doesn't trust anyone else outside their village. And I really like that because it makes him feel even more like a dad, because he's like not only a dad to his son, he's dad to the protagonist, and he's dad to all Yuji because he wants them to live on.
He's not thinking about the future generation as well. And it's like, you know, we gotta learn from a mistake, we gotta be better. And we can't do that if we're being ignorant and isolated from the world. We have to acknowledge these things.
Yeah.
For our better, they're also poor as well. Like, yeah, the trade and all that. It's like, wait, what? You know, you have to be forward. And
Yeah.
it's also nice about, because you have like characters where their parents die and all that. But it's not interesting. It's like the other way around of seeing someone so young die, and it's like the dad trying to overcome loss and how he can do that. It's so sweet. Yeah,
I agree. It's Heismay's social link or follower link is one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick a favorite, I'm not actually sure which one it would be. Heismay is definitely like my favorite character in the game, but I'm not sure if his is necessarily my top favorite. I think Strolls is also really good. I really like how he like explores his relationship to his mother and father. How he used to be not very like on good terms with them, and then he just kind of kept appreciating them more after they died. And then he like there's this whole arc of him realizing that the real treasure, the inheritance of his home, are the people, and then he uses the actual inheritance, the money that his father left for him, to save the people of his village.
I think that's one of the best ones as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking of bringing that one up as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't think he didn't like his parents. He just more like he didn't understand them.
Yeah.
And why they would go to such lengths for the people. And then you see him just, for anyone who doesn't know, Stroll was like, he used to be a very small noble household.
Yeah.
And then his village got attacked by humans. No one bothered to came to save them. And his father basically sacrificed himself so the survivors can live.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is like trying to find a decent place for his people.
Yeah.
Even if it's not much, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like really interesting because he's like interesting to see what his father was like as a person, and what it really means to be a noble, and what it really means to take care of the people, even putting his people first before him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has all this inheritance.
Yeah, and I really liked how, like you said, even if it's not much, he wants a home for his people. Like the Lord that's in the follower link, I forget his name, the guy.
He's not really a big character anyway. He's just
the guy, he had like a deed to like a plot of land where he could start building Halia again, but there were like other people still there, so he just decides, okay, sure, whatever, I'll take those apartments in the capital and I'll have my people live in those. So it's not the ideal solution because the people wanted him to rebuild Halia, but like he realizes in the follower link, he realizes that the people are the real treasure of the town or the village, and he wants to, he'd rather protect them than try to build his noble house again or the village, because wherever the people are, that's where the village is.
Oh, wait, yeah, just a reminder. There was at one point in his thing where he did have an option for the housing, but then that means removing the already existing people out of it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He felt bad about it. He's like, wait, I can't do this. I need to find another home.
Yeah.
But then he finds a way to do it, which is nice.
He offers to buy the apartments in the capital with the money he got from his father.
Yeah. It's really nice as well, like...
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I was thinking playing the game, he's gonna be at the reunion or at the Yosuke of the party where he's gonna butt heads with people and all that, and he's like, not really. He's not the jokester or anything like that. He's very serious all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, to a fault. But it's really nice, and I really like him for that.
I think honestly in this game a lot of characters are kind of the butt of the joke. Like Stroll definitely has his fair share. Like there's a part of, I think, Hulkenberg's follower link where you like train with her and he like sits on like Stroll's back, and then then in the next scene he's like fucking dead in the background.
Yeah, but no one like comes and insult him. No one says
it's not like it's definitely nowhere near to the levels of like something like Persona, and I think if it's not, and it's not really always just Stroll. Like Hulkenberg is sometimes the butt of the joke with her like giant appetite, and
the thing is, he doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
So it's fine. He doesn't care. She's just like, this feet, this like tentacle thingamabob is DS's.
Yeah,
and everyone's like disgusted by it.
Yeah, I think this game is really funny when it wants to be, and I think it's
got some funny moments.
It's even funnier than its humor than like some of the Persona games are, because the Persona games could sometimes go into the icky territory, so to speak.
Yeah, I think they've gotten a lot better over time, so it's fine. It's all about and it's all about experience.
Yeah,
and I think with Metaphor, it's probably one of the best written games out there that the Persona Catherine team have made. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's a fantastic game.
Another follower. If I can just name a few real quick, I think a few others that I really liked were Maria, who was like I think it's a really cute social link. I keep calling them social links when they're not really.
It's basically social links.
Yeah, they basically are. But it's a really sweet social link. She starts learning that like just how much Fabian, the lady at the inn, cares about her, and then she like kind of wants to follow in Grievous' footsteps in her own way, and it's just really sweet seeing him making friends with the kids that bullied her, but now they were just doing it because they didn't know her and because they were like set in the like probably got them from their parents. It's just such a sweet social link.
It's also interesting as well. It's talking about death. As well it is, and she can't understand that he can't come back.
Yeah. And
she's like, why can't he come back? Why isn't he here? And you're like, explaining death to my child. Well, not your child, but to a child. And it's very interesting seeing her go through that and trying to find ways to honor his memory.
Yeah.
It's like, from a kid's perception of death.
It's so good. Tough. And I also really like how in the main story, in the final cutscene, they take Maria with them to when they go outside the capital, and she gets to see all the places we showed them through the pictures. It's really good.
I think that was really nice. Because that was one of her dreams, was to see the outside world. And all the pictures that you get go. Her associating things, that is really nice.
Another follower I really liked was the commander guy from Martira, the big guy, the Roussant. I can't remember his name.
I've written it down somewhere. That was Bardon.
Bardon, yes. I think his social link was really good. I'm not sure if his was my number one favorite, but I really love how the conflict is, because basically Bardon is trying to make Martira safer because of the whole deal with Joanna and the kidnappings. Yeah. But because he's a soldier, he like overcompensates and then the people become afraid, and then later on, when they vote for him, or vote for the governor again, even though he was chosen by the people wanted Barton to be the governor, and then later they don't want him anymore because of his like policies. It feels like it's such a cool moment because it doesn't like it's
overprotects him.
Yeah, it's like because of this whole situation is because of Barton's own character flaw. It's not like someone evil manipulated him or like there was like there's that guy, I forget his name, the other guy who was running to be a governor, and he like suspects him of doing things, but that wasn't the case at all. He didn't do anything, really.
He suspected him because he was also part of the government with the whole time happened. He didn't have the best reputation. Yeah, he didn't know anything about it, but he was still a part of it. Of it.
But yeah, it was mainly just because Barton's own flaws, and he wanted to. He was just so hyper focused on wanting to protect Martira, and then his like more military focused mind told him to like make more soldiers, spy on the people to make sure that there's no one among them that can hurt them. And like he's a good person. He's a very good person, but he's like he was very misguided. And I love how it comes together at the end of the social link when he protects the town from the sandworm, and then people want him as the governor after all. It's a great one. It's definitely one of my favorites.
One of the things I want to bring up as well. I find it interesting in some of the follower social link things. You also have to do things that aren't just torturing people. You have boss fights as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the sandworm fight as well. And you have that bottom with you. That's kind of cool. There's also one with Uther. You have to go into an option or dungeon. Down. It's very cool, and I think that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if they do that in Persona, but I think that'd be kind of cool if they ever bring that to the Persona series.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I really like that whole series. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
He's kind of scary looking as well, which I think.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a friendly face despite his good intentions, and I think that's what scared people. But you see him sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
No, killing himself. But sacrificing, putting his life on the line to save his people. It's what made the people care, and I think that's kind of nice.
Another one I really liked was Alonso. I think I mentioned him before, but he's the cheater, kind of dubious guy. But then his social link, or like the follower link, is like fucking wild. Like it starts off like he teaches you how to cheat people or whatever, and then in the third link, in the third rank, his mother dies, and then like in the next one he tries to kill himself. So yeah, it's a massive roller coaster, but it's really cool how he like he's basically trying to cheat people so that or he tries to cheat the bad people so that he can. I
think that was probably my least favorite social link, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah. Well, I do kind of, I get it, but I do like. Did you finish it?
Oh, I did everything.
Okay. Yeah. But
I think the thing is like the end part was like, I think it would have been great if he actually just died.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like, I'm actually alive, actually.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I think it would have been cool if he died. I did have an inkling that he might have not died, but it was actually like when I first saw him die, I was like, he might not be dead. Maybe there was some kind of trick. And then in the actual final rank where he reads his letter, I'm like, okay, maybe he is dead. And then you do his quest and he's alive. Oh my god.
I was just like, Wait a minute, he died? We're only on rank 6. It was at rank 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? This is not even the end of the associate. He's dead?
Yeah.
But that was interesting, but I think that the reveal of him still being alive was kind of... Yeah, I don't know. I think this would have been better if he died.
I do, yeah. I do kind of see that, but I do also think that the point of the link was to, like, because very early on his mother dies and he tries to kill himself, so it kind of feels like there's like a lose situation in either scenario, where if he died, it would maybe feel like his mother's words didn't mean anything when she asks him to live, and then he just, like, he gives him his life for a good cause, yes, but it still, like, goes against his mother's wishes. But again, when he lives, it kind of maybe cheapens a little bit of what he was trying to do. But I can see arguments made either way. But I do think overall I like that social link a lot. I don't think it's my favorite, but I did like it. If we can, like, just real quick, we don't have to go into, like, super detail on each and every one, but I liked Birgittis. I liked her development throughout the social link. She was probably one of my least favorites, unfortunately.
I felt around the end, it was kind of around the end. I think it started off strong. But... Yeah,
I think the last one is really good, where the children tried to, like, kill her and then she convinced them not to. The thing I like about it is that it feels very hopeful to see this, like, really cynical person start believing in something again. It's very cool. But
it's also like, don't go down this path of revenge. The cycle of that revenge. Yeah. It's like, hey,
it's cool.
You can hate me, but do something productive.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I also really like Euphas, though. I think
we did mention a bit of that.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
That's a good one.
I do like how that it turns out that the church isn't just, like, making these people sick or whatever, and that the sanctor that you make kind of become acquainted with has been kind of taken over by the Magala or the Melancholia or whatever as well, and he's, like, gone insane, and, like, it's a cool conflict. Maybe I think I wasn't, like, terribly invested in it, but I did get the general gist, and I appreciated it for what it is, and I really just like Yufa as a character. I think she's very funny and cute.
I like her depiction of Kaki and Virgin, and like, hey, we have different beliefs, but it's still interesting that you have a different belief and different faith.
Yeah.
And as long as that faith is in good hands,
I
respect it. And I think that's a really positive message on religion as a whole.
Yeah.
And I think Kaki in that is very interesting. And I think that's why Youth is such a great character.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the subject matter.
Yeah.
It's very good. I think most of the ones I like mentioned Basilia, but we've mentioned Basilia a few times already. Heisme is good. Stroll. There's some good ones. Miri is probably up there too.
I really like all the party member social links. Like, if we just go over them, like, really quickly, we don't need to quickly detail them, but I like Hulkenberg's. I think hers was unfortunately, like, maybe my least favorite of the party member social links, but I still liked her.
I think that might be Judah for me.
Yeah. I still really liked her whole conflict and her, like, personal strife with this guy from the Knights. It was compelling, and Junas I thought was really cool as well. I liked the whole insight into the Nydia and into how she came to be what she is, and
that bit when he's small.
Yeah.
Like, walking through it.
And I also like that the other singer girl, like kind of makes friends with Juna at the end. It's very cute, very cool. And Basilio, of course, I really like his social link too, where there's this old friend of his who's succumbing to the after effects of the experiments that they went through, and now by the end he has to put him down, and it's such a bittersweet social link.
I want to give him I don't know. I just saw that bit and I just said, man, I just want to give you a hug right now. It's so sad.
Poor Basilio.
I will say, I probably just to quit it off as well. Top 3 favorite characters, party members in the game. Yeah, who's your favorite?
Yeah,
3
actually,
characters.
I was actually gonna ask you, like kind of end this off like with a top 3 of our favorites.
Yeah.
But I think I did say this already. But Haisume was definitely my favorite. I think my number 2 would be Yufa, I think. And
yeah,
I think my number 3 would be that's a tough one, actually. I think it would either be Basilio, Stroll, or Juna. One of those 3.
Alright. So, number 1 would be Basilio. Number 2 would be Haisume. And number 3 would probably be Stroll, actually. I think Stroll is very good. I like his arc.
Yeah.
A lot. He does take away some of the main protagonists' thing.
Yeah. I think
he's overall a great character.
Yeah. I think Stroll does do a little too much of it, like he works as the protagonist's mouth maybe a little too often, but I don't know. It's not necessarily a minus for him, but
yeah. There is no bad party member.
Yeah, definitely not. I think this cast is like one of the best Atlus has ever written. I think I might like this cast even more than maybe not all of the Persona games, but I think definitely at least on the same level as the Persona games, if not better.
I'm actually thinking about it. There's always that maybe one character I don't care much for in some of the Persona games, but I think Metaphor is just like,
yeah,
great.
I think Metaphor is just like as individuals, the characters are really, really good, but I do think I still prefer some of the like casts overall, or like they're dynamic more than the Metaphor characters, but I think as individuals they might be one of, if not the strongest group.
Yeah. I think it also helps with the voice acting as well.
Yeah, that's true.
The voice acting's phenomenal.
Yeah. Like, most Atlus games have, from like Persona 4 onwards, I think every Atlus game just has had really good voice acting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Metaphor is a fantastic video game. There's not much more to say. We've recorded for like at least 3 hours.
You did say Metaphor ReFantazio.
True. Metaphor is Metaphor ReFantazio. You heard it first here, folks.
Put on the back of the cover.
Yeah. It's the promise, the customer promise. They promise you immediately. This is fantastic. But yeah. Thank you for joining me. It was great having you here. I'm very my ass is kind of asleep because I've been sitting on this chair for a long time, but it was very fun chatting and doing this with you. And thank you for joining.
Thank you for inviting me.
But yeah,
ask me.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little different, much longer video than usual. But I think I might leave some timestamps for specific things we're talking about, so that you don't necessarily have to watch the entire or scrub the entire video to find find out like if there's only one specific thing you want to hear us talk about, then you can do that. But yeah.
If you have your own opinions on Metaphor, just put them in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm sure we would love to hear them.
Definitely leave your own thoughts in the comments below if you have any. But yeah, I'm Finishduck, and
I'm TanookiPlayer.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in our own respective channels. Check out Tanooki's channel; it'll be in the description. She needs more subs. Do it. Do it. Anyway, see you later. Bye.